Good evening, Council. I'm Mike Parker, and I want to thank Chevron for agreeing to accept Alternative 11. As a Chevron spokesman has said, Chevron has responded to community pressure. It shows that a community that stands up for itself can have power even against a multinational corporation. Alternative 11 was only included in the final EIR in response to community pressure, and now Chevron is accepting it for the same reason. But Alternative 11 is only a first step and does not address serious problems. The Richmond Environmental Justice Coalition urges the Council to accept the full conditions established by the Planning Commission. I want to focus on one issue: the right to breathe clean air and the enormous costs to the community in health care and property values for the dirty air that we breathe. As the EIR acknowledges, Richmond is an impacted community. It already has high pollution, which creates a higher cancer risk for residents. That is fact. Chevron is not the only cause, but it is a major cause. Every year now, Chevron pumps into the air thousands of tons. Think of that, visualize that. Thousands of tons of pollutants, 500 tons of particulates, and others. Unfortunately, the city has very little everyday legal leverage in getting Chevron to reduce these pollutants. Now, in setting conditions for this project, it is the one time that the city has the ability to require cooperation from Chevron on pollution control. Now we have the legal leverage, and now, if we don't do it now, when will we ever do it? Our position is that modernization of the refinery must make the refinery operations themselves cleaner, not dirtier. Chevron is making these changes in the refinery so that it can process higher sulfur crude, because that is more profitable. But without making other changes, the same process results in more toxic air contaminants. So what is proposed here is really a toxic shell game. Refinery itself will pollute more, but Chevron will compensate by cleaning up 2 of its ships and 1 of its tugs. It has been known for years that diesel particulate matter is one of the most dangerous cancer-causing sources of pollution. Apparently, Chevron's ships and tugs have been spewing so much into our air that changing just a couple registers a significant change in the air we breathe. Chevron's business does not require these sources of pollution. They have just chosen to avoid the expense of stopping it. In this case, Chevron owes it to our community to do everything reasonable to cut this kind of pollution. Change the ships, change all the tugs, electrify the dock, cap all the tanks, and above all, do not accept that fixing these spewers of deadly particulates somehow gives Chevron license to increase 61 other toxic air contaminants from the refinery. It is as though Chevron is claiming that the law grandfathers in its right to poison us. Do not agree that they have the right to continue to poison us. I want to urge that we recognize that the refinery operation is a health problem for this community. We know that the refinery operation is dangerous. The continued operation of the refinery must include provisions for available medical care for the community and must include a major contribution to keeping Doctors Medical Center open as a full-service hospital. I urge the support of the Planning Commission conditions. Thank you very much.